So, Javier, when was the first time you discovered self-development, or is this the first time?
Okay, real quick, let me just confirm that everybody can hear us. Everyone in the live chat room, can you drop a thumbs up if the audio is coming through crisply and cleanly? Drop a thumbs up if I can be heard. Just give me a quick thumbs up. And tonight we're going to talk about the mindset behind success with women. All right, ladies and gentlemen, drop a thumbs up if you can hear me. All right, there we go. So tonight we're going to chop up a little bit of game about the mindset that a man needs to have to be successful with women. So the first thing is this. Did you want to ask your question, or do you want me to just kind of like...
You just ref.
So the first thing is this. Right now I have two clients that are in my elite coaching program, and we're going out in Dallas. We're doing some campaigning all weekend. And I'm just giving them some feedback from how we went out last night, and I'm giving them some feedback on what we need to do tonight to get the results that we want to get. It's critical that your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions are in alignment. What that means is the way that you think about yourself determines the way that you feel in your body. The way that you feel in your body taints or colors the actions that you take, and other people feel that. So when you walk up to a woman to introduce yourself, if you're thinking that you ain't shit, then you will feel like you ain't shit, and then she will feel like you ain't shit. So the goal is basically to think highly of yourself enough that you actually impact your emotions. You think so highly of yourself that it creates energy, charisma, enthusiasm, confidence. And when the woman picks that up from you, she will reflect that back to you. So it creates a self-fulfilling prophecy. The way that you think for yourself about yourself is a self-fulfilling prophecy. And the thing that you need to understand is that your identity controls your reality. A lot of people believe that they will be confident when they make more money, when they live in a better home, when they drive a better car, when they have a better outfit or some jewelry or some social status. A lot of men think, I'll be confident when, so let me work hard in my career so I can achieve externally, and that external validation will then make me feel better about myself. And that's not how the game works. The way you feel about yourself determines the results you get around you. The way that you feel about yourself forms your overall identity, and your identity controls how you perceive reality. So if you have an identity where you don't believe that you're valuable, you won't see opportunities where there are opportunities. If you don't believe that you're attractive to women in general, when you see a woman at a brunch, at a mall, at a farmer's market, wherever, you think, if I go approach her, I'm basically going to be bothering her. She's not going to want to engage with me, so you miss out on the opportunity. If you actually believe that you're attractive, and you believe that you would make a woman's day by merely talking to her, then when you see a woman you're interested in, you're going to be self-motivated to go out of your way to speak to her, because you feel like you're going to give her a good feeling by doing so, and you're going to feel like the interaction is going to go well, and you're going to get what you want for the most part out of the interaction. So that starts with your identity. So how do you form your identity? Well, for most people, your identity was formed as you were growing up. The way that your parents taught you how to think about yourself, the way that you were taught to think about yourself by your teachers, your peers as you were growing up, your romantic partner as you were going into late adolescence and early adulthood up until now. You've been receiving feedback from the world around you. And for most people, unless you got a lot of praise and esteem from people around you, unless you got a lot of validation from people around you, you tend not to think very highly of yourself. But that's only because you haven't adopted the practice of thinking highly about yourself. If you adopt the practice of thinking highly about yourself on a day-to-day basis, that will form neural pathways or automatic thought patterns. In other words, what I'm saying is the way that you practice thinking about yourself will become your normal. And the normal status quo of how you think about yourself will determine your overall state set point. So it'll determine your mood on a daily basis. So if you want to get better results, the first thing that you need to ask yourself is this. And you got to be honest. When I look in the mirror, what do I actually think about myself? What goes through your mind quietly? Do you point out flaws on your face and body? Do you think you're pudgier than you should be? Do you feel like your money's not where it should be? Do you see the lack of value? Or does your mind focus on the value that you do have to offer? So it's not even about being perfect. It's often just about what it is you choose to focus on. If you choose to focus on your flaws, then you're going to generally feel like a flawed person, and that'll become your dominating emotion. But if you choose to focus on the value and the positive attributes that you possess, then you will start to feel like a valuable person that possesses a lot of positive attributes. And then that will create a self-fulfilling prophecy, because that feeling will emanate, and other men and women will reflect that back to you when you're out interacting. So it starts with asking myself in a very honest way, what is it that I really think about myself? And if you can just be honest about that, then you can say, okay, I point out these flaws about myself on a regular basis. I'm going to proactively work on not constantly highlighting these flaws to myself. After that, then the game becomes about proactively thinking positive things about yourself. So you can write down an affirmation word bank where you list out your positive attributes and qualities, and you list out a long list of maybe 25, 50 things about yourself that you can have going on as a loop in your mind, feeding you with positivity. When that becomes a habit, your mood will reflect that. And then the position that you're in work, well, first and foremost, the way you feel on a day-to-day basis will improve. So you will start to enjoy life more. And when you enjoy your life more and you become happier, you naturally start becoming more excited, more charismatic, more enthusiastic, more confident. And then you start thinking and developing a positive outlook. So that's the nature. That's the first thing that you need to develop in the game if you want to be successful. A positive, strong mindset about yourself. You need to have a positive, empowering relationship with yourself. All right, so what questions do you have?
So, what can one do? What does one's daily routine need to look like to work on to get to the fastest way to get into state?
Yeah, the fastest way to get in shape, get in state, is to basically have routines.
I thought you were going to put work.
Oh, no, we're no.
Okay, I just checked it. All right.
The fastest way to get in state is to have a routine. So the quality of your life is determined by your daily habits, routines, and rituals. Like we were saying the other day.
Yeah.
Your life, quite like 90% of how you spend your waking hours is your morning routine, your work routine, and your evening routine. So a lot of people live for the weekend. They live for when they go out on a date or on a vacation. So the first thing that you need to do is actually immerse yourself. If you already know that when you wake up in the morning, you're going to tidy and clean up your place, do your dishes from last night when you cooked dinner, if you're going to handle some laundry, shower, get fresh, put on some clothes, if you're going to work and do certain tasks over and over, then you throw yourself into that in a way where you actually enjoy how you spend your time. So if your woman lives with you and she has to be around you every day and see how you think and feel every day as you're doing your boring, mundane, repetitive tasks, how is she going to feel around you? And then another thing, if you spend 90% of your week not fired up because you don't enjoy most of the shit you do, how are you going to pop out Friday night and just become captain player? You dig what I'm saying? Yeah. And throw on your fucking cape like Clark Kent and tap into super player. You're not gonna do that. Your mood when you step out is gonna, by and large, be the same damn mood you had on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So until your daily mood improves, the mood that you have during the week when you're doing boring shit is going to be the same mood that you have on the weekend when you're trying to step to a female that you're interested in. So you have to get your state set point up. Some actual activities. One, enjoy the basic things you do, but do a gratitude journal. Do affirmations, incantations in the mirror. Read positive books. Listen to positive podcasts. Feed your mind with something nourishing, empowering, and do a visualization where you picture your future in a way that's compelling. Yeah. And additionally, and then the last thing is exercise and take care of your body. Do you have any questions? Okay. So anybody in the chat, if you guys have questions, totally drop any questions that you have in the chat. Appreciate it, John Paul. Glad the videos and the content has helped out. That's definitely the goal. So if y'all have any thoughts or questions, we can chop up some good game about anything y'all are interested in. I'm gonna let some guests in. And yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, I'm out in Dallas right now with 2 clients doing a boot camp training in field. We went over to the mall and did a style consultation and got one of the guys' wardrobe right. So very good day. Any questions you have related to self-development or dating, drop them in the chat. If you want to join as a guest and ask a couple of questions, feel free to send a request to come on as a guest. And let me riff on something else. So something that's very important. As you're trying to improve your social skills, when you work on your identity and your relationship with yourself, and you work on your charisma, your enthusiasm, your confidence, that's one thing. That'll make you feel better on a daily basis. It'll improve your overall state. Another thing that you need to become aware of is you need to develop a lot of others' awareness. So the self-awareness is good for developing your own identity. But others' awareness is important in order for you to understand how you're perceived by people, as well as how you make other people feel, especially for the fellas. A lot of men have a really low social intelligence because they're so work-oriented and kind of goal-oriented based on what they're trying to achieve. Women tend to be a lot more attuned to the group in general. So women tend to be very aware of their reputation, how they're perceived, what other people think, how they make other people feel. So if you see a group of women come into a room, for example, the first time they meet, they'll typically shift their state and start giving each other compliments. They'll start pointing out things about each other. You know, oh girl, I like this about your outfit. That's cute, blah, blah, blah. Because they're very attuned to others' awareness. They understand that to be socially successful, you actually need other people to like you, straight up. So if you, and here's the most basic thing, especially for guys, be aware of how you look. So obviously this boils down to your actual wardrobe and the way you dress, the way you carry yourself, your posture, your body language, your facial expressions. But when you're walking through a room, like if you're standing at a restaurant or a bar, if you're in a social venue, be aware of the look on your face. You don't want to be accidentally frowning. You don't want to look rigid, stiff, uncomfortable. Because when you look like that, you make other people uncomfortable. And it's low-key a selfish thing to do, to not be aware of how you're making other people feel. So you want to proactively carry yourself in a way that makes other people feel better around you. And this is the most powerful thing that makes people want to be with you. Even when it comes to getting women, if you want more women in your life, the number one thing that hooks and keeps a woman is the way she feels around you. A lot of men think it's being able to provide for her. That's not true. When a woman prioritizes how much money you make and how well you provide for her and what you do for her, all that means is she don't like you very much. And the amount that she requires you to provide is in direct correlation to how much she don't like your ass. Because if she feels like being around you is a nuisance and a burden, then she needs to be compensated for that. So then women expect vacations, they expect gifts, they expect to be catered to in different kind of ways, where your presence in and of itself really isn't enough. So that's something to take into consideration. You need to be aware of how you make other people feel, and you need to be aware of how other people perceive you. Do you have any questions, bro?
No, I think I like what you said about. I liked what you said about, like, if you're not aware of how you look and how you behave, you're actually low key being selfish. Well, not even low key. You are being selfish because you're thinking about yourself. My question to you would be, if some routine where they begin the day with affirmations, incantations, journaling, gratitude journals, and visualizations, where could they be in 30 days? Would you be able to graph their mood and it'll be considerably better than it was earlier before they began this journey?
So the question is, say the question again.
So, okay, what kind of actual benefits can somebody see with 30 days of doing this routine that you recommend?
Yeah, so just intentionally working on yourself every day.
Yeah.
You can, that's an interesting question. So when I was in the store with my client today, right? Mm-hmm. We got, basically, we did a wardrobe transformation. So we got him a suit, a suede player jacket, some loafers from Steve Madden. We changed up his whole look, right? To a certain degree. And now he has options that make him look elevated for his daytime and nighttime attire. Mm-hmm. And I was like, man, you should be experiencing a state change right now, bro. You should be excited. He was like, yeah, but it hasn't really sunk in yet. You know what I'm saying? Which is fair. I know what he means by that. But here's the thing. Do you transform the moment that you take the action, or do you transform when your emotions catch up to the behavior?
Emotion catch up to behavior.
No. You transform when you take the action. The moment that you start proactively campaigning to meet women, for example, you have changed your reality. The results are a lagging indicator of the transformation. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's like, is it okay to say that you quit drinking or smoking when you lose the urge, or the day you quit?
The day you quit.
The day you quit.
Wow.
So you should place emphasis on the action you take, not the results that you get. And so, to answer your question, you can change your life today, not to sound dramatic. But the thing is, are you going to follow through with the behavior? Are you going to start approaching women and being proactive about your dating life? Are you going to start dressing better, carrying yourself better? Are you going to start talking to yourself in a different way? Are you actually going to do it? Or are you going to listen to the message and then continue doing the same bullshit you were doing that got you the results that you were getting? You see what I'm saying? So follow through is the indicator of success. So yeah, man, you change your life. You can change your life in a moment. The moment you make a commitment, you see, a decision is the process by which you decide to take an action, okay? A commitment is the process by which you say, I'm going to continue this action into perpetuity until I get the result that I want. So if you make a commitment, you have transformed your life, and then you can start thinking about yourself in accordance with the transformation that you've actually made through your decision. So you can immediately transform your identity based on your actions. Now, the only reason that you shouldn't do that would be if you say you're going to do something and then you're a half-ass dude and don't actually follow through. You see what I'm saying? So, what's the goal tonight?
Personally,
Yeah.
my goal is to be 100% present when I'm campaigning.
Okay.
And I mean, that takes care of so many other things that I want to work on. I don't want to worry about what happens tomorrow. Oh, this might happen, that might happen 10 minutes from now or half an hour from now. I just want to focus on right now and go get what I want and still be sleep intelligent enough as well.
So you want to be immersed in the campaign tonight.
100% immersed in the campaign.
And that's the best way to get results, because it brings all of your energy into the moment, and the women can feel that. What's your goal for the night?
To remember everything that I learned from yesterday and incorporate it.
Yeah, that is good.
Like move forward.
Make adjustments.
Yeah, make adjustments, but and then absorb the new ones, the new things I gotta that come up.
Okay. Yeah. So the biggest thing for you tonight is actually being aware of your state. So inner dialogue, being aware of your body language and your expressions, and then working on your timing on the open. Making it smooth, which is a big sticking point. Remember that when you were working on that yourself? That it's real. So, what do you think your biggest sticking point is, Grinder?
My biggest sticking point at the moment is avoiding sets that I could have approached.
Okay, I see what you're saying. So not taking every opportunity. Why is that a sticking point?
Oh, just because I'm always thinking like, oh fuck, if I'm in. Well, really, the truth is, I'm thinking like, well, look, I'm gonna be in this town for a while. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to get kicked out of every venue for like aggressively approaching women.
Right.
Constantly going to coffee shop, same coffee shop, the same people see me. And then at a certain point, they're like, dude, fuck, you're just like disrupting our business or whatever. And then I'll avoid those opportunities. Hence why you see me, a lot of the sets I go further with are the ones that are on the street. I would say majority of them. And a low pressure situation. So even lounges and shit like that. There's only been a few girls that push in lounges. But even the little bar area, which like people sit, like a bunch of chairs on the side.
Mhm.
Okay, it's kind of like an open space. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I do great with those. It's very low pressure.
Only because it's an in and out.
It's a very quick in and out.
You
Yeah,
can eject
when
easily.
you're inside the restaurant, intimate restaurant or lounge. So I almost avoid that like the plague.
Yeah. So what I would basically say is really for both of you actually. Campaign. Oh, dude, that cut my audio. Yeah, great.
Yeah. Would you put the heat on as well? The heat, yeah.
It's I think it's on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's on. Yeah.
So yeah, we can still be heard. So damn, what was that? I just got lost. What were we saying?
So for both of us, there's one thing that you want to tell us. For mine,
Oh,
it's
right,
avoiding
right.
sets, and his is.
Yeah, so what you need to basically do is really learn how to approach with a lot of confidence and assertively hook sets without caring about whether or not it hooks, which is so it's a dichotomy. But you need to walk up with a lot of value, with a lot of self-belief in you, you know? You need to have an assumption that women find you attractive. And when you get in the set, take control of the set.
Okay.
So stop waiting for women's approval. Stop waiting for
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of
them to validate you.
Exactly. Yeah.
So get in the set and get the women to open up, talk directly to the women, ask the right questions, be interested, be charming, be all that. Don't be needy, obviously, but take control of the set. And if the bitch is not fucking with you, then slide to the next woman. That's that. But in order, ultimately, you're looking for somebody who likes you a lot. See what I'm saying? So if the woman is lukewarm about your energy, that's a good thing. You want to open with a lot of intention and a lot of confidence. And if she resonates with your particular intention and confidence, see, it'll be apparent immediately. So you save the time and you filter out the women who are not really into you like that, which is basically what I do. Yeah. Okay. Yes, indeed. All right, ladies and gentlemen, y'all will see us. Y'all will see me live. Y'all have a blessed and beautiful night. I'm a holler.